Yo, what's poppin' everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over one of the best decks in our format. It's already seen a few top finishes, like its top 4 finish at Orlando Regionals, Chien-Pao EX. Now, Chien-Pao EX is often paired with Baxcalibur, and in this video we're going to be doing just that, taking Regan Retzloff's list that he was able to make top 4 with at Orlando, and really showing you what this deck can do. I think this is the best way to play this deck right now, and if there's any changes going forward with it, it's only going to be 1 to 2 cards. This is a great list to have us start with. In this video, we're going to be covering over the deck list, strategy, gameplay, insight, and more. If that all sounds great, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into this deck list. Chien-Pao has been a deck that has been seeing success for a while, and it didn't really take off at first when it was released in Paldea Evolved, but as we understood how to play this deck, we have a solid core based off of a long list of powerful players winning regionals and more. I think this deck could actually win indie regionals, and that's why I want to show this deck to you. It's going to be one of the most popular decks in the room. It's going to involve using Chien-Pao EX to accelerate a bunch of energies with Baxcalibur and doing a lot of damage with its attack. So we'll have to see how it plays out, and if you're missing any of the cards for this deck, we do have our sponsors at Kayfabe Cards. You can check them out in our description below, or you can get these cards online by checking out PTCGL store and using code TSS5. If I were sleeving this deck, I'd probably sleeve it in some katanas. We got some katanas, or you could store your fancy decks in an Omni Hive. They're fantastic from Ultimate Guard. We're totally going to be jumping into the deck list strategy, so let's jump into it. Starting off with Chien-Pao, we're going to be able to use its Shivery Chill ability, so we're able to get out our energies. This is going to allow us to attach them to our Pokemon in any way we like, but we also have opportunities to use things such as Radiant Greninja, concealed cards, to draw more cards from our deck. Since we're very much an energy management resource deck, we want to be able to attach these energies with Baxcalibur using Super Cold. Sometimes you'll have energies in your discard pile that you'll build up with Superior Energy Retrieval, or you might want to get them back with Super Rod before using Shivery Chill. Once we're able to accelerate these energies to our Pokemon, Hailblade's going to be one of our main attacks, where we can knock out pretty much any Pokemon in format, such as a Charizard EX, by dropping 6 energies on them. Radiant Greninja is also a viable attacker, being able to knock out 2 single prize card Pokemon, as long as our opponent doesn't have a Manaphy on board. If they do, we can play our single copy of Canceling Cologne to stop the ability of Manaphy and really try to push things out there. Irida is going to be our main supporter of choice because it allows us to get a water Pokemon by default and one of our powerful trainer cards like Rare Candy to get out our Baxcalibur as soon as possible. Bibarel is going to be our backup draw engine like many other decks, and we are going to thin our hands with cards like Superior Energy Retrieval, accelerate all those energies with Baxcalibur, and load them up on our Pokemon as we like. Iron Hands EX might stick out like a sore thumb, but it is one of those things where we're able to use Ampy very much. So if our opponent's going to try to slow us down by having a single prize card Pokemon in the active, we can use Ampy very much on that Pokemon for a Lightning and 3 Water Energies, knock it out, and draw 2 prize cards, not allowing our opponent to offset anything. So between Iron Hands EX and Radiant Greninja, we should be drawing 2 prize cards every single turn we are attacking, more often than not. This deck is relatively consistent with all of the available item cards, PokéStop Engine, and of course, the best ace spec of them all, Prime Catcher. As this deck is well poised into the metagame, I think it's really worthwhile for you to try out. The list is available in the description for you to copy and paste right into PTCG Live, and if you need any cards or to sleeve sort this deck, you should totally hit up our sponsors. Let's jump into some gameplay. So we're starting the game with a coin flip. Our opponent won the coin flip, and they're deciding who's going to go first. We'd like to go first if that's possible, but our opponent's going to be going first, so hopefully we're able to get a supporter to play on our first turn. We'll see exactly how this works. We got a supporter, we just didn't get a basic. The hand was looking relatively busted if I had an opportunity, but it didn't happen like that, so that's okay. We're going to show our opponent what we got. This is looking like a pretty decent hand. We got Chien-Pao, we got Frigibax, and we are set up and ready to go. Let's see what our opponent's doing here. So, look, I don't know how many mulligans we got. 1. Flip up opponents. Let's see what we're facing here. Please don't be a metal type deck because we don't want to face against those. Looks like they're still deciding on what they're going to be doing here. for us, we want to go Frigibax goes down, Buddy Poffin goes down. Our turn should be relatively powerful. I'd like to use PokéStop if possible. This might be a little bit tough because our opponent, I don't know why they went first with Lostina. Lostina should usually always go second to get more flower selectings, play Colress from your hands. But maybe they're just experimenting with it and trying a new strategy. Either way, we want to start off our turn by Shivery Chill to look through our deck. Really trying to identify if there's any pieces missing, anything like that. We'll just pretend we do that for the video and we'll look through the deck. But regardless, we got Buddy-Buddy Poffin that's going to allow us to get out a Frigibax and a Bidoof. We want to make sure that we have 2 Frigibax out when you're playing this deck, because you might find yourself in a tough position if your opponent knocks out your Frigibax. So they could just go Boss or something else like that. Maybe they thought they could use Abyss Seeking, but they're their first turn. Again, interesting gameplay from our opponents. Who's the judge? Not the best top deck for us, so we're going to start off by going Shivery Chill here first. And we can identify that we prize at least 1 water energy. We prized a Bidoof. We prized an Irida. We prized a Ciphermaniac. We prized a PokéStop. And there's one more card, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. 5 out of 6 prize cards in about 10 seconds is pretty good. We'll take those. We're going Buddy-Buddy Poffin, grabbing this out. Since our opponent's likely not to do turn 2 Sableye, I'm going to grab this Frigibax out first. The other one, with 70 HP, is something I might want to put in the middle to late game so they can't isolate both Frigibax. So we're going to put that down. At this rate, our hand sucks. And I think it's worthwhile for us to go PokéStop and try to get lucky off of what we can get off PokéStop here. Honestly, not the worst cards that I've ever seen when it comes down to it. Part of me is just like, we might want to just save that for a Bibarel. I don't know if I want to use Radiant Greninja here. I also think that having triple superior energy retrieval in hand is a little bit rough. We might actually just want to pitch away a couple waters. So I think what we're forced to do here is water, superior. I think we gotta wait a turn here, because there's just not a world where, I mean, maybe we have to go like, we actually have to go like this. We're gonna have to pitch those away, grab a Radiant Greninja that we have there. We're gonna have to pitch away another water energy, and then we can maybe get them back with superior energy retrieval as we kind of play through this game. So Rare Candy, Irida, really no complaints there. I think our biggest play here is going to be, I'm just going to leave it like this right now. I don't think there's any worth of us playing it. Might be worthwhile to play it. I'm trying to think here. We have 2 waters. We're going to get some more. We're going to get more waters anyways for superior, so that's completely fine. So we're going to go ahead here and go Baxcalibur. The other card that I'd like to grab here is going to be a Buddy Poffin, so we can get out another Bidoof. Both of these sound like good options. We could have grabbed Ultra Ball for... Ultra Ball would have been really good. I also forgot that we prized another Bidoof. Okay, we are going to go for Frigibax. So if we had a second Bidoof, we would have liked to go for a second Bidoof. We're going to chill with the triple Frigibax. We have the Frigibax army set up. We are ready to go, and we are going to pass. So in that case, it would have been better to grab Ultra Ball. That's honestly a mistake on me. Sometimes when it comes to recording these videos, feel free to roast me in the comments however much you want, but it's tough because I'm trying to like make sure that we have a good game. I had a really good game that I recorded for this, and I just literally got unlucky for 3 turns in a row, missing Rare Candy when there was only 4 cards left in deck. And it's just like, no one really wants to watch a video where you're like, oh yeah, you just whiffed for 3 turns in a row, and then nothing happened from it, right? So we got a good setup. We're going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with my mistake. I don't know what Larry does. Flip a coin if heads, search your deck for 2 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. If tails, search your deck for a basic Pokemon. Honestly, I've never seen anyone play Larry before. I don't know if it's just me. Does anyone else feel on PTCG Live that people are just, like, playing interesting one-of full art supporters? Like, it's almost like I'm playing against AI or something like that. And I don't know if my opponent's like that. Like, I don't know why they're playing Arceus in their deck. Like, it's really interesting. Maybe it's just me, and I'm just going crazy. But we will take those. We are set up, and we got most of Chien-Pao strategy. So I appreciate all y'all staying tuned and watching and seeing what's going on. I'm assuming they're just going to pass at this point and lose their Tina. Maybe they're going to retreat. Oh, they got Switch. Interesting. Nice. Semi-standard. I haven't seen Arc Lost Zone Tina ever. Beach Court's totally fine. Not going to be upset about that. And that's all it is. Sweet. So we grabbed Prime Catcher, which means we could Prime Catcher, take away their Tina V-Star. Let's go ahead and go Shivery Chill before we do anything else. Shivery Chill, grabbing Water. We're going to pitch away one of these waters with Radiant Greninja using concealed cards. There's 2 waters. Honestly, just trying to think about what our best case here is. We probably want to use... Like, if I was knocking out a Pokemon, I don't care if they get the 1 knockout here. We have 3. So I can use Superior Energy Retrieval. Pitching away this. Getting 1, 2, 3 back. That's as comfortable as I feel about going through this situation. And I'm going to go for Rare Candy Baxcalibur on the 70 HP one. Just in case. Maybe I could have done the 60 HP one in case they're going to get out Sableye. Our opponent has 2 cards in the Lost Zone, so I think those are like the furthest things from our worries. At this rate, I'm feeling pretty good about just going Prime Catcher and bringing up their Arc. Because if they just knock us out with Tina V-Star, I'm feeling, again, really good. Let's go ahead and Prime Catcher. We're going to bring up their Arc. We can then send up our Frigibax for free retreat because of their Beach Court. We're going to retreat back, send up, and we're going to use our super cold abilities. So we're kind of rolling here. The biggest thing that we got to worry about now is that our opponent can knock out our Baxcalibur. We do have other Frigibax set up, and that's the reason why we have our board set up like this. Again, one of those Frigibax would be much nicer if we had the opportunity to turn one into a Bidoof, but we have our other Bidoof prize. So let's go Hailblade. We're going to drop 4 energies on our opponents. And if they have the Psychic Energy, they're going to get the knockout. We have to find a Super Rod. Not the end of the worlds. There's a Heavy Ball. So if we go Irida, we can get back Super Rod. If they knock out Baxcalibur, we can get Rare Candy, Baxcalibur. Like, we have a decent bit of options here. And we're up 2 prize cards. Like, it's not the end of the world here. Although I definitely should have evolved the one that had 60 HP just in case our opponent does eventually get out Sableye. Again, I'm not worried if they're going to be attacking with Sableye or anything else like that. And our opponents might not have all the pieces that they want, but we will get through there. Also, we can get through this Pokemon with Radiant Greninja as an attacker. Do not forget that this Pokemon is a big attacker in general. Probably going to free retreat from their Comfey into their Tina. Prize cards are usually always a good thing to grab. But in this case, I'm not worried about the Tina V-Star. They're going to lose a couple energies, and I'm going to attack with Radiant Greninja, knocking out both their Mimikyu and their Comfey. So you got to be careful if you're playing against a Radiant Greninja deck, or if you're playing a deck with Radiant Greninja, always make sure that if you could try to draw 2 prize cards at once. So we are already set for that. So we're going to send this up. And we have double Irida. I think what our best case here is to go Superior Energy Retrieval, pitching away this and pitching away this. We're going to go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we think there's a higher chance of us getting a Super Rod, or do we think there's a higher chance of us getting a Chien-Pao? There's a higher chance of us getting a Super Rod right now, so we're going to go Concealed Cards. Try to get Super Rod to try to get out our Chien-Pao back. We didn't get there. Maybe we'll just go Irida here first, just getting back Super Rod. If there's another card we can grab, like we'll probably just end up grabbing this. I think that seems fine. Let's go Super Colds. 1, 2, 3. We're probably about to get Roxanne's. So I'm going to put this in play just in case our opponent doesn't have another Beach Courts. Do I feel pretty confident about what we might have here? I'm not sure. I think, like, I could carefully put that down and maybe, like, hyper blow our opponent in the right circumstance. I'm just going to go Moonlight Shuriken, knocking out Mimikyu and knocking out Comfey. So at least it shows that we can have opportunities. If our opponent had something like Manaphy in play, we would have tried to go for Prime Catcher with Canceling Cologne, or just Canceling Cologne, stopping the Manaphy. So far we've had a pretty good game. I don't really have any complaints against that. And if they just knock us out with Tina, we're just going to grab out Ultra Ball and win the game. So they're playing Jacques, some interesting cards there. Not sure why they're playing their deck the way it is, but that's cool too. Maybe they're just experimenting with something different, and that's always cool. I was totally expecting a Roxanne or an Iono. In this case, I think we have win on board if our opponent just gets the knockout. I don't even think it's going to be able, like, it's possible for them to get the knockouts, unless, of course, they play a Mirage Gate, which I'm assuming they just don't play. Maybe us putting the Iron Bundle down is... Okay, cool. Our opponent has the Mirage Gate. Interesting. Either way, we have win in hand, and we're just really waiting for our opponent to go through and getting those right cards. So they're just going to go ahead here and go Lost Impact again on our Radiant Greninja. A little bit of a wasteful attack to Lost Zone 2 energies, doing 280 HP to a single prize card Pokemon. I'm going to send up Frigibax, and we should be able to just win this game. Okay, there's their 2 energies. Let's go ahead, send up Fridge. And one thing that we could also do here, like, our opponent might send up the other Tina V-Star, but as long as we have access to everything to make it happen, I am just going to go Irida, searching our deck. I was supposed to play Super Rod first. That's still fine. We have Super Rod already. So I'm going to go Earthen Vessel and make sure that we have Lightning Energy, because we have the game both ways, even if we couldn't get the knockout. And I think we'll end up actually getting there. So let's go ahead and try to go Hyper Blower. I want to just show a possibility here. If they end up sending the Cramorant up, we just win the game with Iron Hands EX. So let's go ahead and go Earthen Vessel. The way that we would discard this, we don't need Canceling Cologne here. We're going to go grab these 2 energies. And you want to make sure that you're actually just hard attaching the energy there the way that you're doing, because otherwise you have to announce Super Cold. So we're going to go ahead and put this there, put this there. We're going to retreat, send up the Iron Hands EX. And we could have got the Super Rod back with Ultra Ball and all that stuff for the Chien-Pao if we needed to. I think I just got a little bit excited, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and pitch these away. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are ready to load up some energies with Super Colds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need to all those energies, but we're just loading them up while we have. We're going to go Ampy very much, drawing an extra prize card because we take the knockouts, and winning the game. So really taking 2 prize cards with Chien-Pao, taking 2 prize cards with Radiant Greninja, and taking 2 prize cards with Iron Hands EX, fully showing the capabilities of this deck in a single game. We love to see it. And that's what we got going on for our Chien-Pao video today. I hope you learned a thing or two about it. And I mean, Chien-Pao is one of those decks where there's a lot of sequencing. It might be really easy to throw a bunch of energies on your Pokemon and load them up with Baxcalibur. That part's easy. It's really about playing your cards in the proper order to maximize your odds of doing every single thing. It's something that I got to think about a lot when I'm playing this deck, and I'm assuming you got to think about it too. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 20k subs. Maybe we already hit it by the point. I did record this video a couple days in advance, and I could always have hope, right? Future Zach, please get there. And let us know in the comments what you want to watch next. If you're looking to support the Shuffle Squad, consider buying some cards from Kayfabe, buying some codes from PTCGL Store, or picking up some products like this awesome Samurai's Chest Omni Hive from Ultimate Guard, or you can just pick up some sleeves, your choice. A little bit of price difference there. If you want to help support me, you can go to metafy.gg/@ZachLassage. I have some coaching on there. Learn how to play the game a little bit better and get ready for your next regionals. I love to teach the players all the things that I possibly can, and I've helped lots of players on their journey become everything up into including a world champion. That being said, I'm going to catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.